Hello, Mr. Srinivasan.
Hi.
Welcome to this Startup Technology Leadership Forum of CTalk.
Thank you.
In SquareComp, we came to know that you are solving the training problem of the manufacturing industry. Can you tell about that?
Yeah. So the manufacturing companies, on an average, spend about 5% of their total turnover in most cases towards training and other simulation-related activities. We intend to help them in reducing these costs to more than 50% on their current expenses by providing them a virtual reality-based hardware and software solution tailor-made to their needs.
So, the virtual reality, you provide equipment and the training content both?
That's right. We provide them both the hardware as well as the software content. The hardware is a VR headset compatible with any smartphone within the screen size of 4.5 to 6.7 inches, which is about 95% of the smartphone market.
Can you tell about some success stories that you have recently trained using this virtual reality mode?
Yeah, we are actually in talks with two of the major corporations in the manufacturing industry in Chennai, and we are developing a proof of concept for them right now. And that is actually in the final stages and should be out live in say another max within a month.
You also went to San Francisco to show the product demo. Can you tell about that?
Yeah, that's right. So we were selected as a part of the Startup Trends Global Conference, and that happened in February 2019 in San Francisco. And we were selected out of 2,000 plus startups globally, and we made it to the top 50 startups. And I think it was we were the one among the 3 startups that were from India.
That's good. In fact, getting to that level is really good. And congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you.
Can you talk about your entrepreneurial journey?
Yeah, so unlike most of my peers, I didn't have a great childhood to begin with. So I started working at a very young age, as young as 17. So when I started working, so I always wanted to do something big and remarkable. So that is when, after working for about 8 plus years, I started working. I started my own venture, which was into desktops and laptops, and it was intentionally started along with our friends. And after about a few years into that, we are right now into the virtual reality domain.
So, how did virtual reality attract you?
Yeah, so we were into about 3 to 4 years in the computer industry, and that industry went through a paradigm shift. So I wanted to be aligned with the next frontier in technology and make some changes with that. So that is when I found out about virtual reality and the complex problems it can simplify and enable the betterment of the mankind. So that is when we started with virtual reality, and we were primarily focused on the consumer space. But after some thorough research and insights from the industry veterans, we thought the consumer space will need some more time for us to add value on it. So that is when we ventured into the enterprise sector, and we are into the current space where we are in right now, and we are trying to simplify the manufacturing process.
Excellent.
Initially, we were bootstrapped and got it through our own funds, and since we had an existing business, we were pretty fortunate enough to get it through the across the drawing board stage. And then we were fortunate enough to meet Mr. Rajaram, who happened to be the CEO of Whaletech TBI. And through that process, we got incubated into Whaletech TBI, and we were the recipient of the Nidhi Prayas scheme, which is actually a great initiative by the Government of India. It's a government grant for developing from idea to prototype, and we have in receipt of 9.5 lakhs, which is towards the development of the prototype and the product. The initial set of customers, since this is a B2B space, we didn't have to spend much on any of the marketing or any other activities per se. But what we had to do is we approached through a direct marketing, and as we are being a part of Whaletech, we were a recipient of all the industry summits and all the other events which we're being a part of, where we had our right set of customers and our target customer being there. So that actually added as a catalyst to our process, wherein which we were able to approach them and get it through.
Creation of this audio video material will require a lot of, will get a technical challenge. So how do you manage creating the content for this?
Yeah, so our base is we tailor make the content and exclusively to each and every client. So what we have to do is, obviously the machinery and the working mechanism, everything is different to each and every manufacturing company.
That's true.
Yeah, so just maybe the infrastructure could be similar, but the working mechanism and everything is actually different. So what we do is we do it in two ways. One is 360-degree video format, and the other one is an animation. So it gives them an interactive and an immersive content, wherein they will have they won't be so much very alienated from the actual current world they are going to be operating on a daily basis. So that's the reason we do both the animative content as well as the 360-degree video, wherein we will first have to do a video shoot and the analysis of all the working mechanisms of the machinery and the working process and everything. Okay. So the first challenge would be the access to talent. Since the domain that which we deal is virtual reality, that is actually the latest technology, and the developers of VR that is not available on a large scale when we put it out in Chennai in India. We might have a few in Bangalore, but when we are looking especially in Chennai, we have a very limited number of people who could work on VR. And if we have some who we can afford them, and the perks and the compensation that which we will have to offer has to be on par with some of the high tech startups or some of the big names in the in the industry. So that is one of the main reasons, or one of the major factors that which we are looking into right now. So, but we are currently managing with a set of freelance developers who could help us out with it, both offshore and onshore. And probably once we get into the funding perspective, we'll be able to get these things sorted out.
So this is the first challenge. What would be the second challenge?
Second challenge would be the industry acceptance. We are in such a downturn right now, so and that too in a core company, basically the general mentality of the core companies is, they have a slow acceptance towards latest technology. They are pretty happy with what they have usually.
So they maintain the status quo.
That's right. They maintain the status quo, as well as they don't want to get their fingers burned actually. So that's the reason they have a cautionistic approach towards these kind of latest technologies. But actually that is changing. That's kind of evolving. They are also evolving along with us, wherein most of these core companies are also look towards the latest technologies in ways they could bring them. We look at disrupting the training industry, which has remained unaffected for quite some time now. We have seen technology disrupt a lot of the transportation, food delivery, all those e-commerce, all those kind of spaces. But training, the learning and development has remained unaffected for quite some time now. So that is what we are trying to do right now. We first have ventured in with the manufacturing industry, and slowly are looking to branch out to other sectors and focus groups as well.
Excellent, Mr. Srinivas.
Sure.
Glad to have you here with C-Talk.
Sure, thank
on
you.
Startup Technology Leadership Initiative.
Sure.
Congratulations
Yeah,
to you.
the
And all the
pleasure
best
is
to
mine.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.